Experience the future of packaging and processing up close and in action. Explore groundbreaking innovations, engage with hands-on solutions, and connect with the experts transforming the industry. See how these advancements can revolutionize your products, production lines, and business. It all starts here. Don't miss out. Register today at packexpolasvegas.com/unpackedpod. We interrupt our regular schedule of Unpacked with PMMI podcasts to talk about the upcoming Pack Expo International and Healthcare Packaging Expo. Hi, I'm Sean Riley, and today I sit down with PMMI Vice President of Trade Shows, Laura Thompson. Nothing in packaging brings together our industry quite like Pack Expo International and Healthcare Packaging Expo. Today, Laura offers an update on this year's show, as well as the many virtual and hybrid options that PMMI is currently working on. So let's jump right into it. Welcome to the podcast, Laura.
Thank you for having me.
So right from the top, we are obviously not in an every year type of situation as we're in the middle of a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. Right now, what is the latest and greatest information you can share on our show?
Well, Sean, what I can say is we are still planning and hoping to have the show in Chicago. And health and safety is the number one priority. We are waiting for some clarification on the governor's reopening plan and specifically as relates to trade show. Currently, the guidelines are a little bit unclear and vague with when we're going to be able to have trade shows. I can tell you that the entire industry has come together, us along with our vendors, unions, hotels, the buildings. We all are reaching out, trying to push for some clarity here, as we know time is of the essence and everybody wants to know kind of what the plan is moving forward. We know the show is important. We know that we have a track record of, exhibitors and attendees coming to the show and coming together to find the solutions that they need. I mean, the number one reason people attend the show is to see new machinery and technology. And the number one reasons exhibitors exhibit is to meet new customers as well as maintain those connections with their current customers. I can tell you we do want to continue to maintain that connection. We are looking at the show from all angles right now and trying to determine the best path forward. We obviously do want to have an in-person event. If we are able to have the in-person event, we also intend to supplement that with a virtual hybrid option and are prepared, if necessary, to go fully virtual. Our main goal is to continue to facilitate the connections with the suppliers and the end users so everybody can find what they need.
Before I jump into some other questions I might have you guys been roping in the CPGs and the people that actually are going to be attending to kind of get their feedback on how they feel about all this?
Oh, absolutely. I can tell you, we are not operating in a vacuum here. We are very fortunate to have a lot of connections with the CPG community. We also have been in constant communication with our board of directors, which are exhibitors at the show. We're having conversations about how they see the show and kind of getting their opinion on our planning. So I promise you, we have been including all of the key stakeholders in our conversations as we've been moving forward with the planning, especially with regard to moving towards this hybrid virtual event. Our PMMI Media Group team has been actually having calls with the end user community to find out how we can best facilitate those connections in a virtual marketplace.
So you mentioned the hybrid option, which seems like it could offer everyone that's sort of the best of both worlds. Attendees who can't make it to Chicago will still have access to that one-stop shop that Pack Expo International and Healthcare Packaging Expo, that experience.
Yes, we are. We absolutely intend to supplement the on-site experience with virtual, and we are working with our provider on how, as you know, the main goal is to facilitate these connections and people want to see the machinery. So finding ways to encourage those connections between our exhibitors and the people who might not be able to attend. We also will be making our education content available. So if anybody has an interest in any of the innovation stages, or we have our new Pack to the Future stage, all of those will be available online for people to watch. So our intent is to really continue providing the industry knowledge that we have available at the show. It can be provided if you're attending the show. If you can't make it, you will still be able to access it online. And again, we intend, if we do go fully virtual, all of this stuff will also be available through this platform.
Awesome. So before I get into the specifics of the options that you've talked about, let's talk about what still remains in play, and that's the in-person option at McCormick Place. I have to think that, our number one priority is the health and safety of everyone that's going to be attending. So could you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. Health and safety is the number one priority. PMMI would never put its members, exhibitors, or staff, or anybody in the industry in jeopardy. If we felt that it was unsafe to hold it, we would absolutely not move forward. As things have been changing and progressing, as we all know very quickly, things have been developing guidelines on how to safely put on a show. The International Association of Exhibitions and Events just released a white paper on Friday with some recommendations and guidelines for events. The CDC, World Health Organization, as well as the building also have guidelines. So our operations team has turned the show upside down and are looking at every aspect of this so that we can encourage physical distancing and ensure a safe environment that people will be comfortable going to when they visit the show.
So it's really, like, as you said, you guys aren't just deciding this in a vacuum. You've touched every single person that could possibly be helping with this.
Yes, I mean, there are a ton of guidelines. There's a ton of groups, especially with the trade show community has come together. The importance of shows, not only for our industry, but other industries, as well as the local economies where these shows take place, is very significant. And everybody's goal is to be able to return to having these shows, but to do it in the safest manner possible. So there are a ton of resources available for all of us that we are all working through in order to make sure we implement these processes to create a safe venue for the show.
Now, I'm thinking that, I guess it's earlier this month, we had to do this for EXPO PACK, and we kind of had to pivot to a virtual show with EXPO PACK. And I'm assuming that would give us sort of the groundwork. Has that been, I'm assuming, a positive experience? Is there something that you could speak to in terms of how that could help us moving forward with a larger show like PACK EXPO International?
Absolutely. EXPO PACK was a very quick turnaround. So we definitely learned some things, and we are going to be starting with a similar platform, but adding enhancements to increase engagements and direct connections between the exhibitors and the attendees. In our end user surveys, that's really what they want. We also are working on improving the search functionality. With a show the size of PACK EXPO, we want to make sure if somebody goes to the website and they enter a search term or a product category, they're driven and directed to the solution that they need to kind of help narrow it down for them and help them to facilitate the connections. We've done a ton of webinars through the Expo PACK Mexico virtual event, and we've gotten a ton of interest in that. So I think looking at the content that has resonated, now granted we have different audiences, but we absolutely will be evaluating the content and also improving and enhancing the online experience to really encourage those direct connections.
Awesome. So it's showing that we can certainly, A, put this together, and B, kind of learn from what works, what doesn't work, what we can do better. And that's something that would obviously make PACK EXPO International an even better event.
Absolutely.
Okay, so McCormick Place in Chicago, they decided it's necessary that they have to cancel all in-person events like PACK EXPO, and we go completely virtual like we had to do with EXPO PACK. Obviously, we can't give everything away that we're going to do because nothing's been decided and it's months ahead of time. But what can exhibitors do to make sure that they are as prepared as possible to take full advantage of the PACK EXPO International and Healthcare Packaging Expo audience?
So we are developing a hybrid and a virtual event hand in hand. So once we have these options available, we will be going out to exhibitors and sharing what they can do. As of right now, we do have our current Map Your Show platform, which offers them the ability to update their product categories and enter in their descriptions. There will be a lot more included in this. And once it is available, we will absolutely be sending information out to exhibitors on how they can take advantage of this. And just to add, we are having a very open dialogue with the CPG companies so that we are able to tailor this event to meet their needs and help facilitate their connections and help them find, the solutions that they're looking for.
Perfect. We've hit on a ton of information in a pretty quick amount of time. And I know you're super busy because you're trying to figure this out with all the different people that you're in contact with. Is there anything else you think that we missed that you'd like to share with the people that are listening?
So I just want to emphasize with everyone that we really are working and collaborating with the industry here. As I mentioned, we have met with our board and had extensive conversations about what we're going to do with it relates to show. We are still pushing. We sent another outreach communication to the mayor and the governor yesterday, pushing for answers and direction. And I know that people are looking for answers with regard to the show, as many people are trying to make their plans. So our target date is August. If we don't have any clarity or further information, we will advise everybody in August what the plans are for the show, whether it's going to continue to be an in-person event or we do have to pivot a bit and change to a virtual event. So we are in constant communication with our board, with our end users, and with many people within the city and state to try to expedite a decision so we can clearly communicate with everybody what the path forward is going to be with regard to the show. I want to emphasize, though, that, we do have many exhibitors committed to the show. The show is still over 1 million square feet of solutions. So we appreciate everybody's support in standing by us as we're kind of trying to navigate these uncharted waters and come up with a plan that will work for everybody.
Perfect. Then we're going to let you get back to figuring all this out. But we do thank you for taking time out of your day to share this with us, and we'll try to get this out to as many people as possible.
All right. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it.
As always, for the latest information on PACK EXPO International, log on to packexpointernational.com.